Hello, good morning. This is Tom from RV Travel and Living. I want to talk about something today that sometimes we always forget to do this, but it's very important. If you do these things, it may make your life a lot easier when you're traveling around. I got myself caught with not doing this and found myself, oops, what do I do next? So stay tuned. So today I want to talk about if you do these things, and I've done this before many times, when you're traveling and you don't confirm where you're going and what you're doing, you may find yourself in a situation where, like, oh man, I wish I spent that 5 minutes and pulled off the road and made a phone call to make sure and confirm that I have a spot. A lot of times what happens, this is what happens a lot of times when you're traveling in an RV and you're calling an RV park. Sometimes they'll have people that work there that are part-time and they're not stationary, meaning they're not regular employees. They're employees of the day, of the week, of the month. But a lot of people, they're traveling around and they make deals with the manager, say, can I work here a day or two a week or whatever to help you out so you can have some days off. A lot of times they fall short. A lot of times they say, yeah, okay, we'll take care of that for you. And they don't write it down or let people know that you're coming or reserve a spot for you. You have to always confirm that. A lot of the best things to do is do it online and you show a confirmation number. But not all campgrounds have that. So when you pick up the phone and call them and say, hey, do I still have a spot tonight? Just confirming. I'm leaving here. I'm going there. And as long as you confirm it with them and the second call, you should be all right. There are a lot of times where I always made a booking on a campsite that I get there and, well, I talked to Sally. Well, Sally don't work here anymore. How long has Sally been gone? Oh, a couple weeks. Well, she didn't put me in. Nope, sorry, you're not in. We got that reserved for someone else. In fact, they're pulling in right now, right behind you. And that's happened. And so I said, well, do you have anything? Sorry, sir, we're booked up. And so I found myself in bad situations there. And, what I did is figured out another way. I'm pretty industrious that way. I just said, okay, I'll just boondock. When's the next opening? Well, we have one today after tomorrow. You can have one of those slots. I said, can I see it? He said, go hop in the golf cart. We'll go look at it. And we worked it out. And I was there a day and a half. What I did, I boondocked for 2 days in that area because I wanted to be in that area. It was a fishing tournament. So that's the things that you really kind of have to be aware of. Take the time and book those, and look at the site too. Don't just make first come first serve, and don't always think that the pictures are perfect. You get to the park; those pictures are made 20 years ago or 10 years ago. Look at the most recent pictures. A lot of times too, depend on the campers that are there before. A lot of times they'll leave remarks and comments. Don't always listen to what they have to say. Don't always think that they're wrong or they're right or whatever. Sometimes they may have a grief or something. Sometimes there's just people you cannot please. Sometimes there's truth. Just look at the overall average. If it averages, 60% good, 70% good, you're probably okay. Because most of the time, come on guys, you're in your own house. So you can park that bad boy anywhere and sleep in it and do whatever you need to do, as long as you have fuel and food, right? So nothing, world's not going to come to an end. You don't get that parking spot or that camping site that you plan on doing. But really remember, if you're out on the road and you need to make a informed decision to yourself, hey, let me pull off. I better make sure that spot is available. I got 4 hours to drive, and I want to make sure if not, I can go to plan B. A lot of times there's workers that work there that are part-time and or just work through camper setup where they just work there a month or two, and it gives the owners time to have a few days off. Because a lot of times owners, they work 7 days a week. It depends. It depends on the place, of course. But this one happened to be a highly populated area, and it's highly busy, and no other campsite was available for me. And so I said, well, what do I do? Where do I go? There was an old Kmart parking lot that the Kmart had went out of business. So I got with the call the property manager. I called him on the phone because it's a sign for lease. I said, I have an RV. I just want to park it here for a couple days. I'm clean. I'm not going to mess up the parking lot. I'm not doing anything. It's really off to the side and underneath the trees in the top corner of the parking lot. Is that okay? Let me call the owner at corporate office. So the corporate office said no. He called me back and said, corporate office said no. They don't want anybody on the property unless you're going to buy it. But let me give you some friendly advice. I will make a call down to the police department, and I will tell them you're going to be staying there for a couple of days. And don't worry about it. And because the police roams that thing. And I'm going to have them make a note in their system that you're there just visiting for a couple of days, not to bother you, things like that. Really nice guy. Really nice guy. Come to find out, he's an RVer himself. So things like that can work out for you, not only always. Now, granted, people saw that I was parked there, so they started pulling in. And people knock on the door asking, or I'm sitting outside in the lawn chair, and they pull in and say, hey, is it all right to park here? No, it's not. I got approval from the from the property manager, and it's okay for today anyway. Oh, all right. So people will follow what you do. Remember that too. People always don't really know what they're wanting to do, what they're not wanting to do. So please just be aware. I want to thank everybody for always watching my videos, and thank you on my RV travel and living. God bless everybody, and I'll see you guys next time.